Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Your Football Show. It's time for your weekend prediction show. And this week I've got a fantastic guest in Tom's Man City FanTV. There's a reason why I brought him on. Obviously, I wanted to talk about last weekend's game, so we'll check that out in a sec. But before you do, please subscribe to the channel. Please smash the like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. We're over that 1K mark now. Let's keep growing. Let's keep growing. Yous are the OGs. Thank you, as always, for watching. Exciting videos coming up. We've got the FA Cup semi-finals. You know, we've got your combined 11 video for Leeds versus Liverpool. So make sure you keep it locked at Just Joe, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace! Now then, people, and welcome back to another episode of the Just Joe Football Show. It's Friday, which means it's time for our weekend predictions. And this week, I've got with me the fantastic Tom from Man City FanTV. I just thought I would bring a Man City fan back on after last week's glorious 3 points for Leeds at the Etihad. Just quickly, mate, give me some thoughts on that game, Tom.
Yeah, that's the other reason you brought me on. Not that you're a good football knowledge. You've got a good football knowledge. It's nothing to do with that, is it? It's more to do with that. But yeah, simple as congratulations to you boys. You deserve the win after fighting with 10 men to come to our place and do that. It's rare that people beat us at the Etihad. So fair play. You deserved it on the day. We weren't good enough, and the 10 men spurred you on to get the victory. So it's no fairer than that, to be honest.
Yeah. To be fair to you as well, you did text me almost instantly after kickoff and said, "Fair play, well done." And I was like, "Yeah, I was on cloud nine at that point, mate." But listen,
you didn't even say fair play. You just said good man. You just said that back.
Good man.
Good man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. But through in the Champions League, buzzing for you, mate. Hopefully you'll do the quadruple, and then we can say the only team that didn't lose to City during their quadruple season was Leeds United. Because even Man United, I know they've picked up 4 points in the league, but you beat them in the FA Cup. So teams that have still yet to be beaten this season by Man City, Leeds United. So go and win the quadruple, and then we can dine out on that fact. But let's get stuck into it, mate, and we'll start with the FA Cup. Like we've just mentioned about the quadruple, you've got a very tough tie this weekend, Saturday. I think it's 5:30 kickoff against Chelsea. How do you see that one going, mate? What are your thoughts ahead of it?
Every game for us now is a big game, and every game it's one game at a time. We look at this game, it was Dortmund, then it'll be Villa after that. But for this game, it's an important game. I believe that we'll put out our strongest possible side, which is why I think a lot of people were rested against you boys, based on the fact these games that are coming up now in the cup competitions, especially, maybe not as such in the Premier League, but with the FA Cup and the Champions League, it's a big time. And Chelsea have just come off, they're in the semis as well, so they've just had a successful week too. So we'll see what happens with it. I'm hoping we can pull through. I believe we've got the skills to pull through, because Chelsea personally haven't been tested thoroughly yet against a big side with Tuchel. He's a good manager and he's got a good team, but I hope we can just sneak through and, get the win and get to that final, because it's just one step closer. But I think if we can play as well as we did on Wednesday night, I reckon we can sort of get a result there.
Yeah, second 45 minutes, I thought you were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Foden coming up clutch again. Absolute baller, isn't he?
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah, I have to laugh because that's the most Yorkshire pronunciation of Thomas Tuchel I've heard ever. Tuchel.
Yeah.
I love it. Tuchel. Tommy Tuchel. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's how it is, isn't it? You know it is, Joe. You know how it is. Tommy Tuchel.
So give me a score prediction, mate. I think City win this one. I do think it'll be tight. I do think both will score, though. So for that, I'm going to go for 2-1 Manchester City. What say yourself?
I said 2-0 to us. I believe that we'll probably keep the clean sheet, because recently the clean sheets haven't been there, and I think it's a desire for our defence to get back on that clean sheet run. So I'd like it to any win. Let's be honest, I'd take any win. If it's a 1-1 extra time and we win on penalties, I'd take that. But I'd like it to be a nice simple 2-0. Hopefully.
2-0. Cool. Next one then, the other semi that we've got is Southampton versus Leicester. How do you see this one going? I mean, Southampton, for me, league form, pretty pants. To be honest, I don't get all the hype that Ralph Rabbit Hutch gets. I think if that's a Steve Bruce or something, I don't know, he'd be getting a lot more stick than Ralph gets at the minute. And I just, it seems to me, Tom, that a lot of the blame gets put on the board and not really his fault. He needs backing. But look, they're pretty pants. And had they not had a good start, they could be in a relegation battle. But to be fair to them, they've done well in the FA Cup. But me personally, I can't see them getting past Leicester. I think Leicester will have too much for them. And I'm going to go with Leicester 3-1, mate. What about yourself?
Well, yeah, Southampton have not been great as such, you know. In the starting few games, you were saying, you know, they were named top of the league. I think they were top of the league at one point.
Yeah, they were, mate, yeah.
And then obviously after that United defeat, it's gone downhill for them. You know, that 9-0, you know, it's a defeat that sort of can take any team downhill, whether you play professional, semi-professional or Sunday league, you know. Yeah. And, you know, ever since then, they've had some poor results. But, you know, Leicester are in good form. The FA Cup is a desire for them. You know, Brendan Rodgers is leading them to, you know, hopefully for them, some success. I was speaking to Lee Chappie a few weeks ago, and, you know, he was hopeful that, you know, they could get something out of this. I can see them getting the desire to get through to the final. So I'd probably see maybe a 3-1 myself there. I think, you know, it's a pretty basic scoreline that for them, because I think Southampton will score, you know, with some good players like Danny Ings, and, you know, there's got some good players. So 3-1's probably about right there. But
who would you rather play? If you get through, who would you rather play, Leicester or Southampton? Obviously, Leicester had a great result against yourselves earlier on in the season.
Yeah, I'd rather play Leicester. I'd rather play Leicester because there's something about it if we play and not as, you know, top team and we're expected to just smash out the park. Sometimes it gets in their heads, and it's happened a lot of the times. It's happened a lot of the times, like Lyon last season and stuff. And, you know, sometimes against the bigger sides, we perform better, which is I'm quite glad we didn't get Porto in the Champions League quarters, because I believe that something stupid had happened again.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy we're in a semi-final, by the way. You know, I'm celebrating at that. So, but yeah. Any team, you know, you have to, like I've been saying on my show recently, you have to be the best, you have to beat the best. And, you know, whatever gets put in front of you, that's how you win it. And, you know, if you don't win it on the night, the best team won, then you can't argue with it. Like last weekend, you guys were the better team over the 90
That's why
minutes.
we're now officially the best team in Europe, mate. Until we lose, we're now the best team in Europe.
I clicked on your live log at the last 5 minutes before you switched off, and every single one of you must have said we're the best team in the league for about 5. It must have been mentioned about 50 times in that 5 minutes. And I thought,
it's good, man. It's good. Let's get on to the Premier League then, mate. First game, 8 o'clock tonight, is Everton versus Spurs. Massive game in terms of European football. Both teams not in great form. Both teams dropping points. And for me, if either one loses, really, I know Everton have got a game in hand, but they've got to think, well, that could be us done, you know, in terms of Europe. And as a Leeds United fan, I still think there's a chance we could get 7th. So, you know, there's dogs in this fight for me as well, you know. But I think it's going to be a pretty boring game, mate. I think I'm going to go for 1-1 Everton Spurs. What about you?
I've been speaking to a few Spurs fans within this week, and a lot of them are saying they want to lose this game, they want to lose midweek, and they want to lose the Carabao Cup final. They want us to stuff us. They want us to stuff them because they want to get Mourinho out of the club. They're sick and tired of him. I've spoken to about 5 or 6 Spurs fans in the past few weeks, and they're sick and tired of it. You know, with Harry Kane rumoured to go out. So, but you know, I think it'll be quite a defensive game because I think Ancelotti will be definitely trying to go for at least a point because Mourinho will set up defensively and try and get him on the counter attack. Yeah. But I can see Spurs nicking a second goal, so I think it'll be 2-1. It'll be a tight game. I think we've both agreed on that, but I can see it going either way. You know, but I think they might just get an extra goal and get that 2-1 win, especially after him knocking out of the Carabao Cup a little bit earlier on with that
true.
Scoreline.
I mean, Mourinho needs something, doesn't he? He needs something if he's to try win any sort of favour by the fans. We'll have to wait and see. It's a massive game. Next one, mate, is Newcastle versus West Ham. West Ham, I mean, wow. They're in with a shout of the top 4 still. We've only, what have we got left? 7 games left of the season and they're still in 4th. It's been a crazy season, and arguably if City don't go on to win as many trophies as they're expected to, for me, David Moyes could be manager of the season. It's been that good. And there's something tells me, though, I'll come to you first. How do you see this one going between Newcastle and West Ham?
The Premier League's a crazy league, and West Ham are playing brilliantly at the moment. You know, Jesse Lingard's on fire. You know, they're doing really, really well. Fair play to David Moyes and, you know, what he's done there, because, you know, he came back in after they obviously getting sacked or left at the end of the other season. He's done a really good job. You know, they're pushing for Champions League, and we're now seeing memes of the Conor McGregor's quote, "Who the, you know what, is that guy?" Pretending to be Ronaldo to when Mark Noble walks out of the tunnel. But yeah, I can see it being a Newcastle win. You know, they're fighting for relegation, and I've done a few predictions because I am in a few predictions leagues myself, and I've gone 1-0 Newcastle, and I believe that could possibly be a result because Newcastle, you know, they're struggling at the moment, but, you know, they obviously got that 2-2 draw against Spurs, which was quite vital for their season. And, you know, with it being at St James's Park as well, you know, I can see it, you know, going their way. So I have gone for a 1-0 Newcastle. Probably not going to be anywhere near that, but, you know,
do you know what? I came to you first because I thought mine would be the surprise one, but it turns out we're both on the same sort of headspace, mate. Because I'm going for 2-1, but I do... Yeah. As good as West Ham have been of lately and scoring all these goals against these big sides, you know, Arsenal, Wolves, etc. But I just get a feeling that they're going to come unstuck against a pretty poor Newcastle side. It's got that vibe about it. So, yeah, 2-1 for me. And, it'll be a turn up for the Bucks, but something tells me they are going to lose that one. Next one, mate. Surely a banker home win. It's Wolves versus Sheffield United. What's your prediction?
It's probably the easiest one of the group that you've given me, to be honest. You know, Wolves you know, start to get slowly back into form. You know, they'll be waiting for Raul Jimenez to come back soon, which is be good news because it's not nice to see anybody get a severe injury like he did. And obviously Sheffield United, obviously yourself will be absolutely buzzing about that, being a Leeds fan. And the majority of the people watching will be probably happy. But yeah, I don't like Sheffield United if it makes any difference. I don't. But yeah, I can see Wolves probably dominating. I can see a 3-0 there. I believe that Wolves, you know, they've got some good players at the moment. Adama obviously got that last minute win the other week for him, and you know they're on a good, you know, open run to the end of the season after a slightly dodgy start. So I can see a 3-0 Wolves there because Sheffield United are enough down and out now. Let's be honest, well, they are
pretty poor. And with Heckingbottom in charge, they're not going to get any wins between now and the end of the season. So I don't think Wolves are as free scoring. I think 2-0 for me. I still look, it's a banker, isn't it? Wolves to win that 100%. Yeah. Next one is Arsenal Fulham, mate. All London clash. Fulham. Look, a lot was said about Scott Parker and the way he got them playing and stuff. But guess what, Fulham fans? You're still in the bottom three. You're now 6 points off it. Tough test for them away at Arsenal. I know Arsenal aren't great, but look, great win last night, 4-0 in the Europa League. They must be buoyed by that. And for that, I can only see a home banker with this one as well. And I think it's going to be 2-0 Arsenal. What say you, Tom?
I admire Scott Parker and what he's done because they started off really poor and he sort of brought it back. You know, I see him as being a good manager, you know, a little bit of experience, and I reckon he could come definitely cement himself into a Premier League side, not higher the league, but, you know, maybe a Crystal Palace or something like that. You know, if Roy Hodgson decides to leave at some point or something like that. He's a good manager, you know, but you can't really see anything other than an Arsenal winning, you know, after coming off that, you know, good result last night, you know, into the semi-finals against obviously their old boss Unai Emery, which will be interesting. But yeah, definitely. I can see a basic 3-0 here, to be honest with you. Yeah.
I think Fulham are done, aren't they? I think the bottom three stays as it is for me. Next one, both a team we both love to hate. It's Manchester United versus Burnley. I mean, now they've changed their advertising boards to all black instead of red. I mean, Man United should be scoring 6 or 7 in this one, Tom.
Yeah, Man United are back now.
This is what I was saying. I was on 90minutes.com and I went, it's a good job they never had black advertising boards when they played us because they'd have beat us 10-2 instead of 6-2, you know. But surely a home banker, though, against Burnley.
As much as I'd love Burnley to win 10-0, it's not going to happen.
No.
Realistically, it pains me to say this and I have to wash my mouth out after this, but Man United are playing decent at the moment. You know, they went and did a good result at Spurs, as much as I can't stand it. I'd love to see Burnley go and win there. 1-0, 2-0, but I can't see it happening personally.
No.
So I'd probably say a 2-0 United win, as much as I really don't want to say that. But you have to be honest with these predictions,
You do,
don't
mate.
you?
You do. 3-0 for me. 3-0, I think. Monday night gives us another big tie. It's Leeds United versus Liverpool. We could be on for 4 wins on the bounce if we win this, which is a great run after obviously last week's last minute goal from Stuart Dallas put us into absolute dreamland. Sorry to bring that up again, Tom, but
no, why do you have to remind me of it? I was at work. I'll tell you a funny story before we get into it, right? I was at work that day, right? And we were watching it on the works laptop. We weren't open because obviously the shops opened last weekend, but last Monday. And the guy I was watching was a Leeds fan. And yeah, I could just tell you my head dropped when that goal went in because I just had the cheers in my ear and I was like, what have we done here? And then I looked and I thought, after all that, you were right, Joe. I give you that. You were right. You predicted it. So there's a quick round of applause for that. But yeah. Honestly, but yeah, it was great, yeah. Man. You can bring it up as much as you want, to be fair.
We'll dine out on it. We'll dine out on it, mate. But you know what? Between now and the end of the season, obviously, a lot of Liverpool fans I speak to a lot. I'm friends with a lot just through doing stuff like this. Yeah. A lot of them had their head or their hat hung on Champions League glory. That's now obviously not happened.
Nowhere to be seen.
So for them now, it's what? Every game is like a cup final for Liverpool to try get back into this top 4. How do you see the game going on Monday, mate?
It's one of them really because, if Leeds set up like they did in the first 45, obviously he went down to 10 men against us. But, if you set up like you did in the first 45 minutes against us, it's at your place, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, it is, mate.
Yeah. And you just get at them. Well, it makes no difference really at the moment, does it? Let's be honest with no fans. But if you get right at them, the defense is absolutely shocking at the moment for Liverpool. The set standards last season that, only certain teams can set, they won the league and, I can see you guys grabbing a win here. I really can. And I'm not just saying that. I am being paid to say that, by the way. I am being paid to say that. I can see you guys grabbing a win because they're not playing well. And I can't see I personally can't see him getting any European football this season. I reckon they won't get any.
Wow.
I
believe some fall from grace, won't it?
It'd be brilliant. Crazy. I'd be celebrating that more than the Premier League, to be honest with you, because I absolutely can't stand them. I can't stand them. But yeah, that's another story. We can discuss that on a podcast on my channel because we discuss it on mine. But yeah, I can see you guys grabbing a 1-0 here. I really can. I don't think it'll be a high scoring game because both teams will defend. They can defend well, It's never is really high. Other than that Man United game with you against the top sides, it's been quite low scoring for you guys, hasn't it? Really, I can see it being a 1-0 Leeds because I can't see Liverpool really turning up and doing anything. I really can't. I hope
you're right, Tom. I hope you're right. I think something tells me it's going to be 2-2. Would I take a point? Yeah, if I'm being honest, we've got some. If we can get 4 points from City and Liverpool, got to be happy.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was going to obviously say that when we were discussing last week on All Leeds TV. We were discussing that, and if I'd have said to you, Man City, Liverpool, Man United, 3 games, and you get a maximum. You've already got out of one game 3 points. Off us. You're pinching yourself, aren't you? It's
exactly
good.
That's what I mean. It is. And then we'll finish as well. Just in this round of fixtures, it's Tuesday night. Chelsea play Brighton. Only a couple of days rest between. Obviously, losing to yourselves in the semi-final.
I bet.
Yeah. Chelsea Brighton, mate. We'll finish with that one. What we saying?
Yeah, I can see Chelsea winning that one, to be honest, depending on whatever the result is on Saturday night. Hopefully it's a City win, so they have to bounce back to an embarrassment, 6-0. I'd love that. So I'd have my beer shaking in my hand all game like I did on Wednesday night. But yeah, I can see Chelsea winning that. Brighton, fair play. Graham Potter's done a decent job, although they're not doing, for what they've done this season, Brighton, going to Liverpool and beating them and doing pretty good, keeping United for near enough 75 minutes the other week. They're quite low in the league, so I admire Graham Potter and what he does there. But I can't see him winning there. Chelsea, you know, they'll set up well and probably get a win.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. 2-0. 2-0, I would say, mate. Standard score. Cool. Well, that's our weekend prediction, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Get your score predictions, your predictions for the weekend in the FA Cup and the Premier League. Please, as always, smash a like and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out Tom, who will be doing bits on Man City FanTV. Have you got anything exciting in the pipeline you want to shout out, Tom?
Not really. It's one of them, as you know, Joe. You know, you have to. You sort of, you know, it's exciting within 50 minutes of your show because you're trying so hard to, you know, get people on. You know, if you do want to check out anybody, every Thursday night at 9 o'clock we have a show. Oscar was on it the other week before the Leeds game, and you know we just try and get guests on. We have a laugh. Last night we did a player ratings of the Dortmund game. And then obviously we have other shows like the Friday night show that we do. Some of the guys do that. So yeah, we do bits and bobs. And you know, for me, I've obviously started up this show and it's going well at the moment, getting guests on. So yeah, it's going well. So if you are bored on a Thursday night and you don't want to watch Man United in the Europa League or Arsenal, come over to us at 9 o'clock. We'll give you entertainment.
Exactly. Make sure you do that, and I'll put the link in the description for that. But yeah, thanks as always, Tom, and thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.